Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.
Every day at Sierra, you'll find top brand apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. And during clearance time at Sierra, those incredible prices are 40 divided by 2.5, carry the 1, even lower. And when you shop clearance at Sierra, you can save a whole lot more on everything you need to get active and outside. That's a lot of saving. Epic brands, vast selection, teeny tiny prices. That's Sierra. Visit your local Sierra store today or shop online at Sierra.com.
You know, as adorable as it is when you do it to criminals, the surveillance thing is starting to bug.
You said you'd come by.
Might come by.
And then on your message, I heard all this partying, and I wanted to know what was going on.
Yeah, and while I appreciate your interest, big brother, I hope...
Wow, a 1984 reference. Did you read that in weightlifting?
You know, your dad was half right. You have a thing for bad boys, but you don't want to reform them, you just get off on judging them.
Which reminds me, can I borrow your copy of 101 Brooding Comments?
I only have the Cliff Notes. Look, I gotta run, so to save you the trouble, I'm surfing in Mexico with Dick and Mercer this weekend. I'll fax you the coordinates so you don't incur any more cell tracking charges, and I'll keep a journal of my bad thoughts in case you want to stick my face in a cage of rats when I get back. Sorry, 1984 is the only book I read.
Howdy, everybody out there in podcast listening land. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Veronica Mars. We're just two boys watching every episode of Veronica Mars for the first time, giving our review and our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
Today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 3, titled Wichita Linebacker, directed by Harry Weiner. Written by Phil Klemmer and John Enbaum. Original air date October 17th, 2006, to an audience of 3.12 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, we got a shout out. Shout out. Shouting out Mark. Mark is a Discord homie, a podcast homie. We even follow each other on TikTok, I believe. Mm-hmm. Mark sent a bribe. Mark has been trying to bribe us for our next Patreon series that we're doing. Sent in Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, the twofer situation that's on Nintendo Switch that I've been pining for so I could play Blitzball once again.
And Joe will be live streaming that next Wednesday at
Oh fuck. Yeah, I guess I have to now because you said it. I have to get to the part where they start playing Blitzball by that.
Yeah.
But thank you, Mark. Really appreciate that. That's super dope. If you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating review, Spotify 5-star rating, screenshot it, send it into us, or get us something off of that Amazon wish list.
I believe Mark also tried to bribe us to do Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, I think it worked because we did Freaks and Geeks.
I don't remember what the bribe was, so I don't know if the bribe had anything to do with it.
I think that was somebody got books.
Oh yeah, I did get
as
books.
A bribe.
I did get books. Yeah. Yes, I did. I got Systems All Read, the Murderbot one, mm-hmm. which I have read. I have read the Murderbot book and watched the series. Enjoyed both of them. And I also got a book from Steve Kavanaugh that I am planning to read soon. I guess the bribes did work. Huh.
I mean, somebody bribed us to watch Veronica Mars. Who knew what the hell kind of horror show we were getting into when Vance got a Nintendo Switch for us to watch Veronica Mars?
So I guess Mark's bribe, I guess we should announce what we're going to do next on Patreon then, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of Freaks and Geeks, that's on Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy, where we are on the final episode of Freaks and Geeks. Mm-hmm. We also just released our Twilight podcast, which people seem to be having a lot of fun with in our Discord.
Yes. A lot of chatter.
But unfortunately, Mark, your bribe came in a little too late. We had already discussed and made a decision about what we'll be doing after Freaks and Geeks. Vance, I'm going to let you take it away here.
Yeah, I just want to say that Mark has bribed us to do the Sarah Connor Chronicles. We will not be doing the Sarah Connor.
We will not
Connor
be doing
Chronicles.
that. I'm sorry, Mark. Sorry, Mark.
But we will be doing something that people have wanted for a while. And the boys are back on their we're backing out vampire era, as we're going to be doing True Blood starting next week.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So if you're a True Blood fan, hop on that Patreon. We're going to be starting to cover True Blood starting next week. We wrapping up Freaks and Geeks this week, and then we're going back to Vampire. Is this the one that's in the South, in the Bayou or whatever?
I think it's New Orleans and Nolans in the Natty.
Nolans. That's all I know about it. I know that a couple of people have done acts to the theme song for vampire shows that I've been a part of. And I think it's like, I got a real bad thing for you. It's like some kind of like...
Is it the Firefly theme song?
Southern rock.
With
the Southern rock type thing. I'm going to do bad things to you. It's something like that.
Yeah. I know very little about True Blood, but it's fitting that Alexander Skarsgård, I believe, is in it, and he is the titular character in Murderbot. So, yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, we're going to be looking at some hot vampires fucking and sucking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the show's all about, apparently.
Yeah. What was this on? It was a HBO.
I think it was on HBO.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Skinamax. I was like, yeah, is this a Skinamaxer?
I mean, I think there's going to be boobs. There's definitely going to be abs. Oh, I'm going to be critiquing some bodies.
Oh my God. Listeners, I don't like how excited Joe got when you realized that.
So yeah, True Blood. Look out for that on Patreon. And then we're also going to be doing fucking Twilight for the next 7 years, it seems like.
It's Cinemax. Is Cinemax still around?
I don't even know. It might be, but it might have been bought out by like one of those other companies and folded in. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
There's so many fucking channels and streaming services.
We still haven't done a TV original yet.
That's why we needed to watch The Grinch Who Stole Bitches for Christmas.
But you wanted to do Hot Frosty.
Okay.
All right, yeah. All right. Joe's, come on. Be serious.
Right.
We got to talk about some serious stuff.
Yes. Patreon.com/BoysWatchingBuffy. Discord, link is in the show notes. Okay. Do we have any follow-up from last week? My Big Fat Greek Rush week.
Not that I have written in my notes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I am going to pop open this watermelon burst C4.
Ooh, going watermelon.
Yeah.
I'm going to go white monster.
I was going to go white monster today, but I only have 2 of those left. I had 4 watermelon bursts left. So I was like, I think we got to thin the watermelon burst hurt a little bit.
I think Mark also sent us some drinks too.
Oh, well, we haven't gotten those yet, but if you did, double shout out for Mark. Mark.
Yeah. Okay, so whose prediction do you want?
I'm pretty sure mine was about steroids or something.
Yeah.
Right?
You said a PD drug thing with the football player that Wallace knows. Wallace is not in this episode. Dealer connected to PD is the same one who deals the date rape drug. You tried.
Yeah, we tried.
I kind of nailed it.
You said that somebody died on the field.
I said a football player dies on the field, and people blame the hard-ass coach, but he was drugged or something else. And bonus, one of the football players is a Fitzpatrick.
I'll give you 20% because the coach was a hard ass.
I'll give myself 5% for that, and another 5% just for seeing a football player run the bleachers.
But okay. Wichita linebacker. We start the episode with the football player running the stairs, coach being a hard ass. First thing we see, Vance is already looking pretty.
Yeah, like that guy's about to drop dead.
And Veronica's sitting on the bleacher. She's watching. She hates football. Logan shows up, and Veronica's reading the school newspaper about there are girls protesting the rapes happening on campus, and they're topless protesting and being like, yeah, you want to rape us? Come and try and rape us, or something like that.
The headline says, we go to Hearst, go ahead and rape us.
Yeah. I don't like how much the show is making me say rape. Yes. I just want to say that.
Yes. Me and Joe talked about that, I think, off air after last week's episode. And it is a thing that we've thought about where we will continue to say it and not, we don't want to be triggering, but we'll say it. But just because because it's such a serious thing that we don't want to make light of it. Yeah. By just trying to just say softer words over and over. But yeah, it's we don't take any pleasure in it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We definitely do not.
And this season is really going hard.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to make light of it, but then at the same time, it's a comedy podcast that we're trying to like make jokes throughout and stuff.
It also just starts to lose some of its sting the more it's being said too, and the way the show somewhat treats it. I have some thoughts by the end of this episode. But
I mean, even this newspaper article, like with the headline being like, "We're her students, go ahead and rape us." I'm just like, Jesus.
Why is this like not a bigger deal in the small city of Neptune, the small little town? Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
This is a lot of cases. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
One is too many, but 20?
No, they've got a whole, like, invest in wig store stock if you live in Neptune, because it's just, good Lord, dude. But anyway, Logan shows up and he sees this headline and this picture. And he goes, "Ooh, topless girls." And I was just like, God, insensitive, dude. And then Veronica's like, no, it's to like take power back to show that they're not weak and like you shouldn't like hide your sexuality. And then Logan's like, sure, as long as I get to see titties. And I'm just like, this is a good guy. This is the romantic interest.
And you got to think, is Veronica sitting on the bleachers reading this paper trying to find clues? Or is she just hanging out?
She's just hanging out.
I thought last episode.
Awful, humongous 2006 sunglasses.
Yeah, they did not. They did not work for her face.
They cover a quarter of her face.
It's like she's blind. It's those blind sunglasses. Yeah.
So then Veronica and Logan start walking, and some girls see Logan. They're like, "Hey, Logan, you want to come to a party this weekend? You want to come to a party, Logan? We'd love to see you there." And Logan's like, "I'll be there, sugar tits." And Veronica's like, "What was that all about?" And Logan's like, "What?" She's like, "Well, I invite you to places, and you're always like, maybe, but these floozies, they invite you to a party, and you're gonna be there. Like, what's up with that?" And he's like, "I don't know. I was just going to a party. Like, what do you want from me?" And you want me to go to some kind of, Veronica invited him to some kind of like weird art house thing. And Logan's like, "I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because I just remembered I have a thing. I'm super busy that day. I'm not going to be able to, maybe, I don't know."
Yeah, those girls are from his weightlifting class.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of Joe talking about bodies.
I mean, I gotta say Logan's hair is looking a lot better. He has like it's not as spiky anymore. Now it's kind of like getting to like a side part situation, looking pretty good. But yeah, so Veronica's a little jealous. Logan's not hanging out with her as much. Mm-hmm. So then we see the football player that was just running the stairs. He's in his locker room. He looks in his backpack. Something's missing, and he's all concerned.
And I'm going to mention it now. This football player is played by Armie Hammer.
Oh, shit. For real?
For real.
See, I haven't seen Army Hammer in a lot of things, so it makes sense that I would not recognize him.
Yeah, he's from the Lone Ranger, The Social Network, Call Me by Your Name.
No, he was in that movie with Henry Cavill. I saw that movie where it was like they were spies in like Russia or something.
Yeah, and all the allegations.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he canceled or is he uncanceled?
I don't think he's uncanceled. I won't go into his allegations. There's documentaries and stuff on it that you can go into, but I have not gone down the rabbit hole of seeing them. They're strange. They're strange.
All I remember about it was like he was talking about like it was like cannibalism stuff.
Yeah, it's some strange stuff. So yeah, so but that's Armie Hammer.
All right, Armie Hammer. There you go. So we have Weevil, and he's clocking out of his car cleaning job. He's working at the car wash. Working at the car wash. Yeah, not as fun as the song makes it sound.
Did you see that it was Jumbo's Clown Car Wash?
Yep, I did.
Nice.
If for people that don't know, there's a famous strip club. No, it is a strip club. I don't know. It's like a pole dance bar in LA called Jumbo's Clown Room. Mm-hmm. And it's like the elite of the elite pole dancers perform there. And it's like super sick. Like if you're in LA and you want to have like a sexy old time, Jumbo's Clown Room, highly recommend.
Very fun place, very dive bar feel. Yeah, I've only been there once and I ran into Artemis and the waitress from It's Always Sunny there.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
I've only been there once as well, and I was amazed at how small it actually is. It really is like a dive bar.
Yeah,
like, it's not big.
Yeah.
But it was a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's Weevil's clocking out of his job, but then he gets yelled at by his boss. And the boss is like, "Where do you think you're going? Where you think you're not done? You got more cars to clean up." And Weevil's like, "What are you talking about? My shift ended 5 minutes ago. I'm leaving." And the boss is like, "No, you're not. If you try to leave, then you're going back to the big house." And I'm not exaggerating on these voices.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
So then Veronica shows up with her car, and Weevil goes up to her, and she's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, as you can see, I am not having a good time at my job at the car wash. My boss is an asshole." And the boss is like, "What are you doing talking to the pretty lady? Don't talk to the girl. Don't harass him." And then Weevil turns around and he's like, "Shut the fuck up." And he starts to get like physical with him. He shoves him up against a vending machine. Mm-hmm. And he punches the vending machine's glass and breaks it. Mm-hmm. And the boss is like, "I'm calling your parole officer and you're going back to jail." And also Veronica got a phone call from the dean of the college, and the dean of the college wants to meet with Veronica.
Yeah.
So the boss that runs the car wash also looked really familiar.
Yeah, I couldn't clock him, but I also had this question. Well, one, this is Weevil's first time this season. He's not in prison, ruining one of my predictions that I had in the season 2 recap.
Yeah.
But what happened to his uncle's shop? Why is he not working for his uncle?
I don't know. It still exists because
I know.
Later on in the episode. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a conflict of interest where like a family member can't hire him.
I don't think that's how this probation thing will work. I
have no idea.
Because he pleaded for he's out because he pleaded assault, not he's
not murder.
Yeah, I didn't think they could get him on murder.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll just skip all over that, which is probably good considering how the legal stuff has gone so far. But yeah, I was wondering why he's not working at his uncle's shop. Instead, he's working at a car wash. Didn't make sense to me.
Weevil looking a little thicker too.
Yeah.
His head got thick.
He's got some hair too. He's got his hair.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I don't know enough about it, but it feels like that weight you put on when you've been drinking too much.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's just what it looks like. It doesn't look like eating good, got older. It feels like that blow. We get it, like Xander has some of that in the later seasons.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
maybe
he just got bigger. I don't know, but yeah, that's what it feels
definitely
like.
Definitely looks thicker. So anyway, you go over to Piz. Piz is trying to get in good with the radio station at the college. He wants to have his own call-in show that's kind of like Jon Stewart meets Crossfire if Jon Stewart didn't hate Crossfire.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to have debates and intellectual conversations on this college radio station. And I think this is when Kurt, that's the name of the football player, right?
Yep.
Kurt comes in and he's like, oh man, somebody must have gone through my room this morning and I'm going to be dead if somebody took this thing from me. And Kurt is this radio DJ lady's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So Kurt's playing like the pronoun game with this. He's like, somebody took something from me and I'll be dead if I don't find it.
Mm-hmm.
So Piz is then like, well, I know somebody that might be able to help.
Yeah.
So then Veronica, she's going to meet with the dean, and his name is Cyrus Odell, and he's played by one of my favorite comedic character actors ever, Ed Begley Jr.
He's great.
Now, that's a guy that's been in fucking everything.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to say his name, but I would not even go down the list of credits. You just know him when you see him.
You know this guy.
Yeah.
He is in everything. He's like the white Samuel L. Jackson. Like, he is fucking.
And I gotta say, good choice for the dean to replace the Principal Clemens. I like this choice.
Yeah. So he is with the newspaper. He's reading the newspaper article that Veronica, I guess she wrote.
I guess
she wrote the weed busting sorority article that ran in the newspaper that ruined that cancer patient's life and the botany professor's life.
She says that the editor took some liberties with it, but I'm like, did the editor write the whole thing or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But this dean, he's like, this was great work, great stuff. I want to know who your sources are. Who told you about the botany professor and who is the botany professor? I want to know this stuff. And Veronica's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't give up my sources. That's against, print practices.
Journalistic integrity.
Yeah.
I don't think he says, integrity. I want to know who the botanist professor is. But yeah.
But
I think he knows
he's
that.
Like, oh, that's interesting that you say that because I don't give a fuck about that. And if you don't tell me who your sources are, I'm going to expel you from the school. And Veronica's like, uh-oh.
Why does he want to know who the source is?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just realizing I have no idea why he wants that information.
Yeah, I was like, it was fucking Marjorie, right?
Yeah. Like
Rachel
Lefevre from Twilight. A little spoiler for the rest of the episode. I don't know what he would have to gain by knowing that she told.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm pretty sure that he wants to know what the botany professor is, though, like who it was.
How many botany professors do they have at the school?
I don't know. That was my thought.
I don't know what
I'm pretty sure.
I thought maybe he was friends with one or two of those people, like the botany professor or the den mother at the sorority. So he wanted to be like, who ratted them out to you kind of thing to protect them. But that's not where this episode goes at all. So this is really just how do we get Veronica in this office scene?
Yeah. And he's also pissed because his air conditioning doesn't work. Goes out every other week or something.
Very important. I think that's probably more important than Veronica being expelled.
Standing on his desk, punching the ceiling, trying to get his air conditioning to work.
Yeah.
So then we go to a commercial break after he's like, I'll expel you from school. And then we come back from commercial break and Veronica's like, I didn't give him the source. But the dean gave her a week to change her mind or she's kicked out. And then Piz shows up at the library and he's like, because Veronica works at the library now. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, Veronica, I need a favor. So this cute radio DJ girl that I'm trying to impress, she has a little bit of trouble.
He's just trying to get the job. I don't think he's trying to hit on her.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's trying to get the job.
It's Piz. This is classic Piz. You know, that hound dog.
Classic Piz character I've seen for 2 episodes.
Seen for 1 episode. He wasn't even in last episode, was he?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is the 2nd episode. Yeah.
Classic Piz. Classic. This guy. But yeah, he's like, hey, there's a radio DJ lady. She's got some trouble. Her football dude boyfriend, he's had his playbook stolen. And then Veronica goes to meet with Kurt. And I don't know what the radio DJ girl was. It Trish?
Trish.
Okay. So Veronica meets with Piz, Trish, and Kurt. And Kurt's explaining like, hey, my playbook got stolen. And if I don't get it back and understand the playbook, I could lose my scholarship. And the coach already doesn't like me because he thinks I'm a waste of a scholarship because he tore his ACL last year. And now he's just like kind of dead weight on the team and wasting money. And they're trying to get him to like get off the team maybe. And he said that he had the playbook in his bag all night the night before. They went to that art show that Veronica was wanting to go to at the student union. Then he went back to his room with his friend Brian Popovich, who for the rest of the episode we just call Pop. Mm-hmm. They were playing Guitar Hero. That's a great game, isn't it?
So they're doing their own version of bribery for games.
Yeah. Yep. And so they were playing Guitar Hero, and then a bunch of cheerleaders with popcorn came in to give to Pop. And that's the last time that he saw the playbook, I guess. And Veronica's like, why don't you just get a new playbook? And wouldn't that be able to happen? He's like, oh, no, if I admit that I don't have the playbook, then the coach is going to be pissed off at me. And Veronica's like, all right, well, we'll see if we can get you a new playbook.
Yeah, she's like, let's make a copy instead of finding the one you lost. And they're like, huh, okay. And
Piz is there just like, yeah, dude. Yeah, this is sick.
My roommate told me that she's great, and she is great. Veronica can find anything.
Yeah, for $500 though. You better pay me that $500. I'm glad to see that she 5x'd her rate, because it used to be $100. Remember in high school?
Was it 100? She started getting paid a big chunk towards the end now.
I remember that episode where she was like digging up shit about the kids' parents. It was $100.
Yeah, but that was like easy. That was just a Google. That was like no legwork.
Fair enough. She's at $500 now, which I like. Good for her.
What I don't like is that she's taking on other cases and not focused solely on the rape case.
That'll figure itself out. We gotta find this playbook.
Yes. Let's find this playbook so Piz can get his radio job.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so just the stakes, man. The stakes are too wildly disparate.
So then Veronica's walking around campus at night, and Dick Casablancas, she runs into Dick Casablancas. He's just like, hey, what's up, Veronica? He's drinking a beer from a bag. No follow-up on what he fucked up with. No follow-up on when he showed up to Logan's house and was like, I really fucked up, man. I'm in a bad way. He's just Dick Casablancas again.
He's just Dick Casablancas. Just like this is the first time we've seen him really interact with Veronica this season, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess last week when he was the shirtless waiter.
Oh, yeah. But this is the first time we're seeing him interact. They're in private. They can talk about anything right now.
Yeah. And Veronica's like, aren't you supposed to be in class?
No mention of, hey, remember your brother shot at me and killed all those people?
That was like a whole summer ago. Are you kidding me?
it hasn't even been half a year. It's been like 2-3 months.
But she's like, aren't you supposed to be in class? And he's like, oh, it was a walk. The professor didn't show up within 5 minutes, so that means the class was canceled. Which I remember those quote unquote rules. Mm-hmm. And then Veronica's like, okay, well, if you're not in class, because you're supposed to be in class with Logan, where's Logan? And Dick's like, I don't know, probably nailing other chicks. And he leaves.
That's a wrap on Dick.
Yep.
Like, what is this? He is an exposition machine right here. That's what he's here for. I don't. There's so much stuff they could. This is a guy that went up to Mac's room and said what he said. And okay, all right.
He's just quirky, funny guy, Dick, asshole Dick. You know.
Yeah, and Veronica just is like, yeah, hey, yeah.
Like, why does Veronica entertain him? I'd be like, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And Logan still hangs out with him. He might still be living. I don't even know if he's living with him.
Yeah. Does Logan?
Right?
Yeah. But anyway, Veronica comes home. Keith's doing a bunch of paperwork. And Veronica's like, oh, I noticed you're doing a lot of paperwork. Must be tough because I'm not working at the office as much and you need a secretary. Keith is like, darn tootin' I do. It would be really helpful if I did have a secretary. And then Veronica goes, I think I might know somebody that could be a secretary for you and who needs a job. Keith's like, I'm all ears. And she goes, how about Weevil? And Keith is like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Veronica's like, come on, he's on parole. He needs a job. Otherwise, he will be going back to the big house, the clink. And I think that it would be really good. And I think that it would be really good. And you could do me a favor. And Keith is like, absolutely not. Like he was like charged with murder. And I arrested him several times when I was sheriff. Like,
he says,
no.
He says, didn't he get arrested for murder? Veronica goes, assault. And he goes, see, he's not even good at that.
And then Veronica goes, what if I'm going to give you the face? And she gives him like a puppy dog eye. Mm-hmm. And then Keith looks at her like, I can't resist that face. Let me hire this guy.
Smash cut to Weevil answering phones at Mars Investigations.
Yep. And then Keith is like, oh boy, he's answering the phone and he's doing it in his Weevil way. Mm-hmm. Who is it? What do you want? Are you here? Keith is like, no, take a message. I got to take a message. All right, cool. And he hangs up.
I don't know.
Keith's looking at him like, fuck.
It might still be better than Veronica sometimes answering the phone.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She was all over the place.
But then Keith... This is now remember.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be like an answering phone's secretary position, I think. That's what it was pitched as in the last scene.
You would think that you would work your way up to what's about to happen.
No. Keith is sending Weevil on assignment to go take pictures of this like shoe store that's been getting robbed. And he's like, they suspect it might be the security guard. I need you to go stake out this shoe place and take pictures of who you think is stealing the shoes.
You know what's interesting about this? It's interesting that this shoe place thinks something's happening, and their first thing is to go to a private investigator.
Right?
Not the police, not like checking around, not putting cameras up or whatever, not having the guard say if he saw any. I guess because the guard is the one they think did it.
Yeah, they suspect the security.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but there was some absolutely horrendously weird ADR in this scene.
There's some ADR in a lot of scenes, like the walk and talks later with Veronica. Yeah, I think there might have been some audio issues, or they just like rewrote some stuff and they cut the wide shot so people can say it off screen. I don't know. This episode had a bunch of moments like that.
Yeah, I particularly noticed it in this scene because I was like, the volume was different in Weevil's voice. It was just bad ADR.
But to your point, he's sending him on a stakeout day one.
Yeah, he's sending him on assignment.
How many assignments does Keith have? Because I feel like he doesn't go out to stakeouts every single night.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was just like, already?
Veronica wasn't going on stakeouts all the time. Half the time was like, hey, this is in your high school. Can you look into it? Or, hey, I don't want you looking into this.
Yeah, no, he was always telling Veronica, I don't want you far away from this case.
Yeah.
I guess because it's Weevil and it's not his kid, he doesn't give a fuck as much. Yeah, as we will find out later. But I was so shocked that Keith is like, here's what you're going to be doing. You're going on assignment on a stakeout. I was like, what? Yeah. This is like day one on the job. It doesn't even know how to answer a phone. Yeah. And he's like a junior private investigator now.
Yeah. Yep.
Good Lord, man. So Veronica is in the hall, like the tunnels of the stadium. She's dressed up in like a cheerleader outfit or something. She's acting like she's got a
soccer player.
Okay. She's faking like she's got some kind of injury, and she's breaking into the football team's locker room and then the defensive coordinator's office. And she's trying to look up a playbook to print out and so that she can give it to Kurt. So while she's printing it out, this printer's going to take forever to print.
It's like a 60-page playbook or even more.
Yeah. So while it's printing, the defensive coordinator shows up with Pop. And Pop is talking to him and he's like, yeah, man, sorry, but I might be getting poached by another college. I might transfer because they're offering me a scholarship. And the coach is like, we can't have you leave. You're like one of our best players. Like, we don't want you to leave. And then the coach also overhears. He's like, wait a second. Is something printing? What the fuck is going on here? He goes over to his printer. And then he's like, yeah, something's printing. And he goes to sit at his desk, which is what Veronica is like hiding under. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, Jesus, what the fuck? And Veronica screams. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I was in here. It's a big misunderstanding. This is a prank that my sorority is making me do, is to try and steal a football player or is something.
Steal a football player.
And I was like, this. Oh, yes, that's what it was. And I was like, why are you in the hazing coordinators?
For a hazing ritual, which I thought was I loved Veronica's acting in the scene because it really felt like she was scrambling to think of her excuse.
Yes. It felt like she genuinely got caught. Like we see Veronica get away with this kind of shit a lot. But like the coach came in and like within a few seconds, he was like, what the fuck is printing? What's going on here?
Yeah. That's what my thought was when she said it's going to take forever to print. I was like, that printer's loud as fuck. Yeah. And it would just be making noise. And then I was like, maybe she'll hide under the desk and he won't notice her. But it's a small desk. It was like his feet were going to hit her.
Yeah. I love that he sat down at the desk and like kicks Veronica. And it's like, what the hell is going on here?
And she's panicking.
To your point, Veronica is like, this is all a misunderstanding. This is a prank. Mm-hmm. I gotta steal. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Fair. I was like, I didn't know what she was going to say at this point to get out of this. I was like, I have no idea. And I was like, this is a reach, but best option.
So then we cut to Veronica in the dean's office again. And she's been ratted out by the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Oh, I got to mention, wow. I do want to mention for any sports fans, those were offensive plays that were on the computer screen.
Yes.
so like, I don't know what that is, but sure.
So Dean is like, wow, you've been here for less than a month and you've already racked up quite a rap sheet here. So I can make all this go away if you just give me the source. And Veronica's like, I told you I'm not giving you the source. And then Nish and the other journalist people come into the room. And I didn't realize this, but this is I guess like a feminist newspaper called the Lilith House.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was another. So all I know is it's called Lilith House. It's the girls that posed on it. I don't know if that's a sorority or another house. I don't know. But
yeah, but it seems like Nish, the journalist lady that Veronica was working with last episode, is like the head of this. So I was like, is this like a separate newspaper or something?
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I wrote it was like the female-run newspaper wants the Lampoon to stop publishing their sexist paper, but I don't know what the Lilith House technically is.
Yeah, and that's kind of their big gripe in this scene is that they think that the Lampoon comedy newspaper that goes around Hearst College is not taking, they're like making light of the rapes that are happening on campus. And they posted like a parody of the topless protest thing where it was just like a bunch of dudes and then a dude in a wig. And then it was like, I forget what the sign said. It was like, we don't want any of you or something like that, except for maybe the one in the middle, which they extrapolate to mean a specific girl in the Lilith house named Claire.
Yeah, that's standing right there with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if, I didn't pay attention to the picture. Was it a picture of all the guys or did they just take the picture that the girls had?
Yeah, it was the guys that were shirtless.
Yeah. It is funny that they ask Veronica, do you find this offensive? And she just goes, a little.
Yeah. And then the dean goes, never mind all that. Somebody vandalized my car. And then he shows a picture of his car that has like pig spray painted on it. And his window has been bashed in. And he's like, I think it's the feminist journalists. And it was at this point that I paused the episode and texted Vance. And I was like, there's too much going on in this show. This scene alone has like 3 plot points going on at the same time.
Oh, I didn't feel that way, but yeah.
I felt, so she gets called in because of the playbook stuff. And she's also dealing with, hey, you're going to get expelled. The Lilith House comes in to talk about the Lampoon, which I didn't know existed until now. And the Lampoon are making fun of this. And then Ed Begley Jr. he's got a full 8x12 fucking picture printout of his car. He's like, somebody's been vandalizing my car too. I was like,
yeah, but the vandalizing the car ties in with the Lilith House and Lampoon feud.
I guess so.
Because the Lilith House thinks that the Lampoon is framing them.
Yeah, because it said like, because they call the Lampoon kids pigs, and then Ed Begley Jr. is like, funny that you should mention pig, and it shows the picture of like pig being spray painted on his car, and they feel that he is more defensive of the Lampoon, and their like comedy.
Well, he says their comedy, whether or not the Lampoon is funny, isn't the issue. We have free speech on the campus, yada 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 stuff. But I will say, this Lampoon, they're not funny. They're, like they're trying to do the Harvard Lampoon thing, but they're just like, it's funny because as someone who has and does write jokes for The Onion, it's interesting to see when people try to do that satire stuff and they miss the target of what you're making fun of. Like, you have to know what the joke is about, not like, oh, this is a joke. Because their thing is like super, it's no underlying like, oh, okay, it makes you think in another extra level. It's like that satire does. So they're just writing something. And it is really just offensive and sexist that they're doing.
It is the classic war, though, between comedy and feminists that they're bringing up for the rest of this episode.
I like that he's like, hey, the dean's like, hey, I know these women are getting raped on our campus, but someone fucked up my car. There's no outcry from the parents or the city or anything. He should be dealing with that, but he's like, no. You know what my biggest issue is, Veronica? Who is your source? I'll figure out who's molesting these girls later. Who's assaulting girls later? But right now, I need to know where your sources are from. Priorities, people. Priorities.
Yep. I mean, Ed Begley Jr., he does have a nice car.
Even in this scene, though, he should not be worried about Veronica. When she dips out, she just leaves.
Yeah.
But yeah, forget Veronica. You have a big issue. If you want to keep being the dean of this school, you might try to figure out what's happening.
This episode is brought to you by FX's The Beauty Official Podcast. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's hottest new series, The Beauty, taking you behind the scenes with its amazing stars as they discuss the show's most jaw-dropping moments. Featuring Evan Peters, Anthony Ramos, Jeremy Pope, Ashton Kutcher, Rebecca Hall, Bella Hadid, Meghan Trainor, Isabella Rossellini, Jessica Alexander, and Ari Grainer. Search FX's The Beauty wherever you listen to podcasts.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
So then we have Veronica walking down the street. Logan pulls up in a new car. It's got a Range Rover, and it's not bright yellow. It's like dark green or black or something. Dark colored Range Rover. And he starts walking. He's like, hey there, sweet cheeks. And Veronica's like, yeah, sweet cheeks, whatever. So what happened with that class thing? Because I saw Dick Casablancas last night, and he said that your class was canceled. How come you didn't tell me or like want to hang out with me? And then Logan's like, Dick ditched class after like 1 minute. The professor showed up and we had class. And Veronica's like, you had class, huh? Let me see the notes that you took from that class. And Logan's like, no. And then he's like, well, what are you doing this weekend? Or what are you doing tonight? You want to hang out?
Before that, he says, you can ask Madison.
Oh, Madison Sinclair, yeah.
Yeah, so Madison is in that class and she's at Hearst. So Madison's still in the show. Yep. All of Veronica's trauma followed her to Hearst.
But he's like, are you doing anything tonight? You want to hang out tonight? And Veronica's like, I got to work tonight. And then Veronica invites him to the library to hang out with her while she's at work. And he's like, yeah, sure, maybe. Yeah, I might swing by. And Veronica's like, okay, cool. So then Veronica goes to Mac's dorm room. She's knocking on the door and she's not home. Then Kurt shows up.
Well, someone walks by and says that Mac and Parker left in gym clothes together or workout clothes together. Yeah. And Veronica's like, interesting. And I thought this was going to tie into the whole Logan weightlifting class stuff. Because Logan's being very cagey about his whereabouts. And now she goes to see Mac and Parker and they're gone to go work out or something. And Veronica goes, So I'm like, okay, this might be some kind of tie-in. It's not. We don't see Mac.
We don't hear about We don't hear about Mac or Parker again.
Yeah. This scene just seemed like it happened so they could run into Kurt.
Also, that girl that explains where Mac is, it was like so awkward.
Yeah, she's walking like slowly down the hallway, waiting for Veronica to turn to ask her a question.
She's waiting for Veronica to turn, and then she slowly walks. I think she might have looked into the camera at one point.
Of course, that girl knows where they went. Whatever.
Yeah. So then Kurt shows up, and Veronica's like, well, I tried to print you a new playbook. I got thwarted. So can't get you a new playbook. But then they walk to Trish's dorm for some reason. And someone has left a painting and a rose on her bed. And football Kurt, he's pissed. He's like, what the hell is this? And it has a note that it's like, when are you going to dump the meathead for me? And it's this artist guy named Larry that Trish went out with last year. And Veronica's like, well, Kurt, you said that you were at the art show. Maybe Larry stole your playbook because he's like trying to get back with Trish. And Kurt's like, that's a good fucking point.
And I was like, this is too early in the episode for her to have solved this.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the lead there. We've got a suspect, Larry.
Good thing she was at Max.
Yeah.
Good thing she was there to see them walk down the hallway, or else she doesn't find out about this painting in Trisha's room. She's just in the right place at the right time in this episode.
She really is.
Yeah.
And speaking of right place at the right time, we go back to Mars Investigations. And Weevil has got a bunch of pictures of his stakeout last night. And he's showing them to Keith. And he's like, look, man, I don't think it's the security guard who stole the shoes. I know he's the suspect. And Keith is like, well, how do you know? Because they really suspect that it's the security guard. And he goes, I think it's actually the truck driver. Because, like, look at these pictures. He like is delivering like empty boxes, and it seems like he's the one doing it. And Weevil thinks that this truck driver's on heroin too or something.
He's carrying boxes in and out, and it looks like it's heavy, and then another box he's carrying, he's barely holding it, so it means like it's nothing in it.
And Keith is like, this is actually pretty good thinking, Weevil. I think you might be onto something. And then Weevil's like, yeah, really? Keith's like, yeah, actually, that makes a whole lot of sense. Good job. You know what? I got another case for you. Go home, get some sleep, because I can tell that you haven't slept all night. So go home and get some sleep. I need you to stake out this family that somebody's suspecting like abuse of a child, and I need you to like investigate this. And I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, well, you solved the shoe stealing case. Here's a child abuse case for you on day 2.
Like, good Lord, dude.
What are you doing, Keith?
He's micromanaging. He's delegating.
he's on the golf course. Like,
he's swimming in that zero money he got from selling that painting last episode.
I like that. I like how Weevil's excited about this, and I think it's a perfect fit because a criminal would know criminal tendencies. So it's like it's like a perfect marriage.
I mean, doesn't that actually happen in real life where they like hire criminals like to get inside the mind of like what a criminal would do?
I mean, yeah, they do that. I mean, they hire hackers for security stuff like that too.
So Veronica, she goes and she meets up with Larry, the artist guy. And she's just like very forthcoming with like, I think you're a suspect. Basically, she's like, looks like you're having muse trouble because you got dumped by one, and then she's dating a football player. And Larry's like, Jesus, fucking hit me where it hurts. And she's like, look, I know that you stole the playbook. And he's like, I didn't steal any fucking plate. What are you talking about? Look, I'm not a criminal mastermind. I'm just a painter. And then Veronica goes, yeah, well, so was Hitler. But not before she notices that he's got paint all over his hands.
I love that shot of him putting his hands up in the paint, and it's close up of his hands and a close up of her face reacting to it. I was like, all right.
Yeah. I just watched my very first episode of Psych the other day.
Well, Psych is great.
I watched one episode, and it was fun.
Yeah, it gets. I think the second episode, the first one was good. Yeah, the show's fun. It's a fun, simple watch. I watched it recently. I feel like that's a vibe show that you can just have on and check back in every once in a while. You don't need to like sit and pay much attention. Yeah, but it's like those cases of a week. Yeah.
This moment with the guy lifting his hands and having the paint and Veronica, like I was like, if this was Psych, we would have had like the zoom in.
Yeah.
So Veronica's like, okay, great. So she goes to Kurt's dorm and she's like, let me see your backpack. And Kurt's like, why? He goes, well, because if Larry stole your playbook, everything that guy touches would be covered in paint. This guy never washes his hands.
Yeah. And you know the thing about paint, it never dries.
No. So she's going through his backpack. She turns it upside down and there's a piece of popcorn falls out. And Veronica looks down at the popcorn. Psych, zoom in. Whoa, popcorn. You said the pop was here when the cheerleaders had popcorn. Oh, fuck. So maybe it might be pop.
Does he not use his backpack? Why is there one kernel of popcorn that just falls out? And what is Pop doing? Is he like Is he going through it, but he has popcorn up his sleeve? Like, how did it fall out of his mouth? It's like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. He's a messy popcorn eater. What can I say?
He's like, I'm going to steal this playbook and leave my calling card, a single popcorn kernel.
But yeah, like Veronica and Kurt look down at the popcorn and like look at each other like, oh no, it's got to be Pop. So then Veronica's like, I'm going to blackmail Pop and I'm going to send him an email. So she's in the library sending him an email that's like, I know that you took the playbook, and does this anonymously.
Question about this. Why did she do it anonymously for Pop, but not for the art show Larry?
Yeah,
she just went straight up to him and said, you did it. Give me it back. But this guy, she's like, let's go through a chain of subterfuge and blackmail, even though he has met her because he was in the coach's room when she came out of underneath the desk. So he does know what she looks like.
Maybe that's why she has to do it through an anonymous thing, because
she later we'll see that he runs right into her and does not recognize her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she's blackmailing this guy, but not Art Show Larry.
So then some kid needs help at the library finding a book. Veronica helps him, and then she gives to her phone, and she's got a voicemail from Logan. He's like, hey, I'm not going to make it. But in the background, you hear like a ruckus party going on.
And a lot more.
It's like, I don't like this.
A lot more girl voices than there should be.
Yeah. And Veronica's like, okay, I can hear partying going on in the background. I am suspicious of Logan. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use a cell phone tracker on Logan that I got from my dad, and I'm going to find out exactly where he is.
I love the way that this cell phone tracker looks. It looks so old, low tech.
Yeah. Antennas. Just beep boops on a screen.
It's like the size of an iPad and as thick as like a phone book.
It didn't even like have the thing where it's like you're following dots around or anything. It was just like numbers. It looked like a pager. Is she getting like exact coordinates of like latitude and longitude and shit?
Yeah. This is something.
So Veronica tracks down Logan, and he's having he's at a poker night, it looks like, and he's losing. Veronica shows up and she's like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm at this guy's dorm. He's having a party. His name is Mercer Hayes. And Logan's like, so how'd you know where to find me? Did you use a tracer on me? And Veronica's like, I just kind of, she doesn't admit to tracing him, but he's like, God damn. And then Mercer's like, hey, you guys are killing the vibe of this party, so why don't you take this out into the hallway? And Logan's like, okay, fine.
And we should mention there's a guy in here that stutters, and he asks about asks Mercer if he has the odds on the game, the football game coming up, and he tells him that. Another thing about this scene, did you see any girls in this room?
Yeah, there were like at least 2.
Okay. I guess those are the 2 that were like next to Logan when he made his phone call.
Yeah.
Hey,
Logan, come back to the party, hot stuff.
Because I was like, because the phone call she gets sounds like he's at a party with like a lot of women. And we get to this and he's sitting at a poker table or blackjack table and just losing. And I'm like, I don't know where these voices came from.
Yeah. But Veronica and Logan go outside, and Logan's basically like, I really don't like that you're like surveilling me. Like, this is an invasion of privacy and all this shit. And Veronica's like, well, it's because I can't trust you. And you said that you were going to show up to the library. And Logan goes, I said I might. I didn't say I was going to. And he's like, what are you going to do? You're going to like, he calls her big brother. And then Logan's like, well, this weekend I'm going surfing with Dick and Mercer.
Referencing the 1984 George Orwell.
Yeah.
Not the reality show.
Yeah. And he's like, this weekend I'm going surfing in Mexico with Dick and Mercer. So you don't have to waste your time tracking me because I'm just going to tell you exactly where I am. And he's just like shoving it in Veronica's face. Like, dude, you don't trust me. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get the episode's arc. It's just really interesting considering everything that they've all been through.
And then we get a needle drop of an artist that I love named Nico Case, who's like a folk Americana singer. And they're playing a song that she has called Hold On, Hold On. And it's a great song, and I definitely recommend everybody listen to Nico Case because Nico Case rules. I did an act to a Nico Case song in one of my burlesque thingies, and Nico Case fucking rules. But Veronica's listening to it in her room, and she's all depressed. Keith comes in.
I'm like,
some more bad news.
I'm like, did you steal another baby? Are you pulling another one over the FBI? What's happening? What is this?
Keith comes in all sad and he's like, I got fired from a job. And Veronica's like, what? And then Keith explains like, yeah, so I sent Weevil on a case about shoe stealing and he did a great job. So based on that one single case about shoe stealing, I sent him on a case about child abuse. And the suspect was like this daughter, but it turns out it was the daughter's boyfriend. And when Weevil found out it was the boyfriend, he lost it and started beating the dude up. And Veronica's like, oh man, Dad, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I promise it won't happen again. And Keith is like, yeah, of course it's not happening again because Weevil is fired. And Veronica's like, no, you can't do that. And Keith is like, dude, he lost me a job and he's like a loose cannon. Like, I can't have him working for me. And Veronica's like,
This makes zero sense to me. I do not understand this at all. One, Keith sent Weevil to stake out a child abuse case.
Mm-hmm.
I want to also mention that there's stole a kid in the wall that we haven't focused on from last season. But
yeah, that kid in the wall is doing fine though. She's got her notebooks.
Oh,
she's just learning some good penmanship.
Logan doesn't like me right now. So the case was this couple's son died in a car crash, and then they suspected the daughter-in-law of hitting their grandkid. It turns out it was her new boyfriend that was hitting the kid. Weevil found this out and decided to beat up the new boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And then Keith talks about how they lost their chance to get the kid away from this guy. And what? I don't understand how.
Yeah.
I don't understand how what Weevil did makes it so that there's no repercussions for the guy that's hitting the child. Does the daughter-in-law know? Does the daughter-in-law know that her new boyfriend is abusing her child? Like, is she allowing it? Like, I'm so confused. It's such an interesting. This could be a whole case. Like, this could be a whole episode based around this one thing that they just said, and I'm so confused by it.
Well, it's also like, how would they connect Weevil? Like, would Weevil be like, hey, it's me, Weevil, with Mars Investigations. Let me beat you up.
Yeah. Also, why would
the grandparents fire Keith? Because they found who's abusing the kid, and now they're like, we just wanted to find out. We didn't want anything bad to happen to him. Like,
yeah. Why would they care that Weevil beat up the new boyfriend of their daughter-in-law who's abusing their grandkid? That's what you're... What?
Yeah.
And obviously Weevil didn't beat this guy up so bad that he has to go back to jail because he's on parole. This guy, all he has to do is just scream Lamb's name into the air and Weevil's back in jail. So
yeah.
What is this? They can't... Now, is the daughter-in-law like okay with the new boyfriend beating up her kid? I was so confused by this story. There's so many different ways that Weevil could have fucked up. This is overkill that it's a child abuse case. And he's like, well, I can't get the kid away from this random boyfriend that we know was the bad guy.
Yeah, like, It would mean that the grandparents now know that it's the boyfriend that's abusing the kid, because but also like, how would they tie it? How would Weevil get tied into, like, how do they know that he's working for Keith?
And then
why would they call Keith and be like, you're fired because your associate beat up the guy that's beating up our grandkid?
Because they lost their chance to get the kid away from the daughter-in-law.
Yeah, but how?
I don't know. How did that... It's like, hey, why did this guy start punching this other guy? Oh, because this guy is abusing this kid. Oh, let's look into that. It seems like that's the only thing Lamb actually cares about, somewhat, maybe. That's the only thing.
I was confused by this.
I was so confused by it. I was like, just make it something simple. Like, why is it child abuse? Why is it now that Weevil fucked up so bad that like a child will continue getting abused somehow? Just make it that he thought it was this guy, but it was the other guy, and it was like, oh, he was wrong, or he, like what Veronica was almost doing half the time, where she almost got a witness protection person murdered by the Russian mob. You know, like have it be like he almost, I don't know, he got caught on the thing. They saw him. He's not inconspicuous, but instead they ratchet up. They're like, what? Child abuse. Fine.
Yeah, man.
Another thing I don't like about this part is that I thought this was a good matchup. I wanted to see more Weevil in Mars Investigations.
Me too. But next scene, Veronica comes into Mars Investigations office, and she's been tasked with firing Weevil.
Coward, dude.
Right?
Keith is not doing any work this episode. He's got Weevil doing the stakeouts. He's got Veronica doing this dirty work. Come on, Keith.
Weevil's like, hey, is Keith mad? And Veronica's like, it's not that he's mad. He's just disappointed.
You're not my dad, are you?
Yeah. But she's like, look, dude, he's got to let you go. He can't have you beating up people. And Weevil's like, I get it. And it sucks because I actually kind of liked this job. I thought I was pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Veronica's like, interesting. Well, I might have some more work for you. You still able to get some tools and stuff from your uncle's junkyard or whatever? And Weevil's like, yeah, I could work on cars.
Can you get some? Can you get some? I can get you $2,000 to fix the dean's car if you can borrow tools from your uncle that runs a shop that you could probably work at. Which I don't know enough about the parole system. I have no idea why he can't work at his uncle's shop. As long as it's not paid off the books, I don't see why it would not be considered employment.
I feel like it's got to be like a family conflict of interest thing. Like that's the only thing that makes sense. Like you can't be hired by a family member.
And I don't understand why that would be. He's out on
because
assault.
Of course his family's going to protect their own or something. I guess.
How many people do you think from his walk of life have businesses that can give you something that has a W-2 form? That's not like it's not a.
Well, he's been kicked out of the gang, so he.
But he's still, his uncle's not, I don't.
Is he good? Is he good with the PCHers?
It doesn't matter about the gang. The gang is not his uncle, I don't think, fully. And also his uncle is going to let him borrow tools to fix his car. They're back, right? Like,
yeah.
He was still working at the garage when the guy came last season to get him back in the PCHers. The uncle's separate from that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It just seems like, I don't know. Someone on Discord, let us know if that's a conflict of interest somehow. When, I mean, if that's a conflict of interest, the stuff that's happening at higher levels of government and stuff is way more conflict of interest.
Oh, absolutely.
But no, let's not let this guy.
That's billionaire stuff.
Let's not let this guy make minimum wage at his uncle's garage.
So then we have Pop. He's at the library. He's checking out the Telltale Heart. And it was all a ploy by Veronica. And he's like, oh, you like this book because of the guilt you feel in your heart? And Pop is like, what the fuck? What? No, I got told that I need to check this out. And she's like, yeah, it was me. You need to come clean about stealing. She does a little like, I hated this. She does things like, you need to come clean about what you did with Kurt. And Pop is like, all right, fine. She's like, yeah, really? Just like that? You're just going to come clean? And he's like, yeah, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And then he gives Veronica a sociology assignment. And Veronica's like, wait, what's this? And he's like, oh, it was a sociology homework or whatever. I was just cheating off of Kurt or whatever. And Veronica's like, no, I thought that you stole his playbook. And he's like, what? No. When I left, the playbook was still in his bag after we were done playing Guitar Hero. I left around 1 a.m. And then Kurt's girlfriend showed up and kicked me out. And Veronica's like, the girlfriend.
Should have known it was a no good woman.
If it's not Logan, it's a no good woman.
I'm surprised she didn't blame Logan for stealing the book.
Let me track Logan if he's got the playbook. Beep boop, beep boop, beep beep boop. Get my tracker out.
But yeah, he does not recognize Veronica from the girl underneath the desk.
I guess not.
They could have just had.
But
the only reason this scene doesn't take place in Kurt's room is so that we can do the Trish thing. Because that's the only reason. Why would you not have Pop come over and just like ambush him?
I don't know. But now Veronica, she suspects Trish. So she goes to the radio station and Piz is there. He's like, Veronica, I'm so excited. I got my own radio show. They greenlit it. I can do my debate show. And Veronica's like, it might not be for long, buddy, because I'm about to do something that's going to piss Trish off. And she pulls Trish aside and she's like, hey, I just saw Kurt and he's turning himself in. And Trish is like, wait, what? And she's talking about how like she saw the coach making him run the whole stadium and he broke and he finally was just like, you know what? I don't have the playbook. And Trish is all sad that Kurt's doing this.
Veronica tells Trish that Kurt turned himself in about the playbook to gauge her reaction. And then says he didn't get kicked off the team, but the coach is just riding him more.
Yeah. And Trish is all sad about this. She seems sad that Kurt didn't get kicked off the team. And then it's like, oh, so she wanted Kurt off the team. So Veronica then goes to Trish's dorm, who admits that she stole Kurt's playbook. And Veronica's like, why would you do that? And Trish is like, well, I wanted him off the team because the team makes him miserable. The coach is a piece of shit and he's like riding him so hard after his ACL tear and it doesn't like him. And he's just trying to break him. And so, yeah, I stole the playbook, but now somebody has stolen the playbook from me. Because she's like, I had it right here, but now it's gone. And then Veronica's like, I bet it was that no good Larry. You know, artists, they're a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah.
But Larry did somehow break into Trish's dorm to leave that painting and rose and note and stuff.
Yeah.
So, good hunch. So Kurt, Trish, and Veronica show up to Larry's place, and Kurt just immediately rushes Larry and tackles him into a table, and he's like, where's the playbook? Where's the playbook? Where's the playbook? And Larry's like, I'm not telling you. I don't know what you're talking about. And then the stuttering guy from earlier that was at the poker night party, he shows up, and he's like, the playbook is underneath the couch. And then Kurt gets the playbook, and he's like, here it is. And then Veronica turns around and she's like, I know you. You're the guy from the gambling party. And you are using this playbook to get like insider information and to sell it to the other college so that our college gets beat by, what is it, like Shenandoah State or something?
I had written it down and I just stopped and changed it to opponent. But yeah, something else.
And Kurt's all pissed. He's like, you fucking sold information to the other team and now you're betting so that we would lose. And he's like, yeah, I guess so. And then Kurt's like, well, I got to turn in my pages. I got to come clean about this. And Trish is like, why?
It's a really good thing that Logan was at Mercer's. And it's a good thing that Veronica tracked him there. Because otherwise, she doesn't have this information. She's just in the right place, right time.
Yep.
If that guy would have asked about the If the stuttering guy would have asked just a little later.
Yeah. While Logan and her were in the hall arguing about surveillance. A lot of convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have Weevil. He finished fixing up the Dean's car really quickly.
It looks great. The car looks amazing. I don't know what tools he has.
He's telling Veronica, like, yeah, the dents weren't that deep. Like, I don't think it was like a baseball bat that did all of this. Like, it just doesn't seem like the vandalizers were really trying too hard. And I don't know, you're talking about this Dean like he's this hard ass. I think the Dean's probably a pretty cool guy based on he's got a cool car and based on the music that he was listening to. And then Veronica's like, well, what kind of music was he listening to? And then Weevil gives her the CD that he was listening to. And it is a CD of a band called The Transplants, which I actually know. It was a side project of Tim Armstrong from the band Rancid. And they were like a ska rap group with Tim Armstrong, Travis Barker, and a rapper named Skinhead Rob. And
nothing says rap like Skinhead Rob.
Yeah. And they actually had a really popular song that was on Garnier Fructis commercials everywhere. And the song was called Diamonds and Dogs or something, Diamonds and Guns, or it was something like that. But Transplants, they're also a fun band.
Is this what the CD looks like? Because it had a bunch of like weed on it, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Transplants, it's like East Bay, California type shit. And so like it was all graffiti, like old school tattoo type stuff. And they were on Hellcat Records, which is Tim Armstrong's record label. And yeah.
So my thing here is when I saw the weed on the CD, I was like, okay, maybe he has some ties to the botany professor and that's why he wants Veronica to like tell the sources, because he's mad that the botany professor got ratted out for this. You know, like I'm still trying to figure out that initial scene with the Dean. And I'm like, why does he care so much about the source? And I'm like, okay, he has to have some tie with these people. But again, not following that thread.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that initial scene, I forgot to mention that the Dean has a picture of his family.
It does not come up until this next scene.
Yeah, but I mean, she notices it in that first scene where she meets the Dean.
Oh, did she say something about it?
Yeah, she's like, oh, pretty family. He's like, well, that's my son, and that's a son from another marriage, and it's the kid that has. Now, this is the part that makes
this didn't make any sense to me. We can talk about this. We can talk about this next scene and then get to that, because this to me is too set up. I don't buy it at all.
Yeah. So Veronica goes to the Dean's office and she's like, you can expel me, but I can strike a deal with you. She's like, I'm not telling you the sources, but I can help you with your car, the Lampoon, and the Lilith house. And I know what happened to your car. And the Dean's like, all right, cool. And so Veronica's like, are you a fan of a band called The Transplants? And the Dean's like, I've never heard of that in my fucking life. And then Veronica's like, well, I bet your son or son from another marriage or son, I don't know. It's the kid with the fucking face paint.
Well,
she's like, I bet you.
Yeah, I mean, she looks over and we see a picture of the son. And it's the son, and it's no way the Dean has a photo of his son in Juggalo face paint at his office.
This kid is in full goth, like insane face paint
and a transplant shirt.
You know what's nuts too is the Transplants are not a band that has fans like that.
He has a transplant shirt on, the face paint, but he's also got his arm around, I guess, his sister or someone else who is just in like regular clothes.
Yeah.
So it's not even. This would not be the family photo that he would put up in his office, given the way he presents himself. It's no way there's no way he's having meetings with people and they look over and they see that. He does not have that vibe to him. This is so plot like forced.
Veronica lays out that the son probably stole the dean's car to go to a concert and then got a dent in it and then trashed the car to make it look like vandalism. And Veronica's like, I got your car fixed by a friend of mine for free, but in order to, as a thank you or whatever, you have to hire Weevil as the maintenance guy at the college now. And I was like, what does this have to do with the lampoon in the Lilith house?
She does mention that she's got a way to solve the lampoon in Lilith house situation and make it go away. We see what her plan was later, but she doesn't pitch it here at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know what her pitch actually was, and I don't understand why she thought it would work. But yeah, she gets his car fixed for free. He just got to hire a unqualified maintenance person with a criminal record. Mm-hmm. And he found out his son wrecked his car. Yep. So he'll probably give him a slap on the wrist and nothing for the son. The son is fine. He's just a normal Neptune boy.
Yep.
Who came across Veronica, who found out all this dirty work.
And again, I cannot stress enough, the Transplants' biggest song is like, woo woo, doo 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 doo, woo woo, doo 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 doo. There's like piano and stuff. Like this kid with the face paint, he's in like full goth, like killer makeup. It's like I guess
it looks like
I guess you could say it's kind of similar to fucking Insane Clown Posse or whatever.
That's the only thing that but it's just like, that's not the photo that's going to be in his office of him. I'm sure.
No, it's absolutely not.
You wouldn't put that photo up. Either you have a photo with him not with a painted face. If he just had the shirt on, that'd be like enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So there you go with that scene. Then Veronica goes to the dining hall and she sees Mercer there and she asks him like, hey, are you stoked for your trip to Mexico and surfing? And Mercer's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And Veronica's like, so Logan's lying again. And then she's like,
I have a question.
Goes in and okay.
About the last scene. How did Veronica end up with the dean's car to get it fixed by Weevil?
Well, how did she get him to do it, quote unquote, for free? But she told him that it was going to be $2,000. That he was going to get $2,000 for fixing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess
maybe,
was that her plan
to buy him?
Was that her plan the whole time? But I don't understand why he trusted a girl he's trying to expel with getting his car fixed. Like, why does she have I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Mercer doesn't know what Veronica's talking about. Veronica goes to Logan's car, breaks into Logan's car, and installs a tracking device in his car. Yeah.
So then Veronica goes to Trish, and Trish tells Veronica Kurt's gone. He's going back to Kansas, going back to Wichita. They took his scholarship away. And he told his teammates about the whole playbook situation. And Veronica's like, so did you guys break up? And she's like, yeah, Kurt can't get over what I did. And I just don't get it. I don't understand why he'd be so pissed at me. I got him kicked off the football team, or I stole his playbook to get him kicked off the team. And
she says, I don't understand.
The team that he loves and his passion. I don't know why he's mad at me.
She says, I don't understand boys or football. And Trish is the worst. And she's the worst so that Veronica can be better. I get that. But the problem with not even the problem, it's Trish thinks that he shouldn't come clean to the team about their playbook being sold so that he can save himself. And then also the team will just get destroyed.
Yeah. Because
he didn't tell them. Like, you can tell Trish never played any team sports ever in her life. It is.
Yeah.
These are like, Pop is on that team. Like he is letting Pop get like run over, put bad film or tape out there, like ruin his chances to possibly get transferred to a better school or something because this other team has their playbook. You have to tell the coaches that they have our playbook. That way, if anything, should actually help them because they're like, oh, they're going to know that we're trying to do this stuff with these plays. Let's just do other stuff from it. Yeah. He has to. And if he didn't do it, he would be a selfish asshole. Yeah. The real asshole is you, Trish, for stealing it.
Yeah. You saw how bad he was being treated by the coach, Vance. Coach was being mean.
Yeah, I just was trying to help him. And Kurt knew my head was in the right place. But Veronica, I just had a moment of insanity or whatever. And then Veronica's like, wow, this seems really relevant to me.
Yeah.
I'm the main character, Trish. I'm the main character.
So then Veronica has a come to Jesus moment after that, and she goes back to Logan's car, breaks in again, and she uninstalls the tracker from Logan's car. She's like, you know what? Trish made me see that maybe I need to be a little bit less crazy and a little bit more trusting.
Now, was Logan lying about going to Mexico with Mercer and Dick for surfing?
I don't think so, but I will say Logan is being real weird and cagey this episode.
He's being unnecessarily cagey. It's so it's like he's being cagey to the point of she has no choice but to think you're doing stuff.
Yeah, and when she's like, let me see the notes, and he's like, how about no?
I do think that's a step too far. Like that's I'm sure Logan would not love that, but at that point I could believe that he's in class.
He gave her a key card to his suite to prove that there's no one else.
Yeah. I mean, did you tell him that Kendall's dead? Does he know? Does he know? He's like,
dude, if you have sex with Logan, you are dead. Lily. Kendall.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, Hannah's basically dead. She's in Vermont, a fate worse than death.
Trish just killed Kurt. He's back in Kansas.
Yeah.
It's because the opening scene is those two girls go, hey, Logan, you coming to the party? And they also go like, oh, you're going to bring your friend, Veronica, referring to Veronica. So like that pisses her off because they don't know that that's his girlfriend, but whatever. Also, Veronica, you can go to parties, right? Is there?
Oh, yeah.
What is this? You don't want to go to the art shows with me. You don't want to do this. I'm like, when has Veronica been that person?
You don't want to go to the fucking film festival.
Half the time, Veronica's out like
with me, Buffy, and Scott Hope. You don't want to go see Buster Keaton movies.
You don't want to go to the Buster Keaton festival with Scott Hope and Buffy. What a dig! What a pull! Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he likes old movies all the time. He's the one who makes her watch old movies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were watching that motorcycle movie.
What
was it?
I know what you're. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on it.
Is Jack Nicholson in it?
Yeah. Holy crap! Yeah, I can't remember it.
God damn it! This is driving the listeners crazy.
No, they're screaming.
No.
They're screaming while they're doing the dishes.
Something Rider.
Easy Rider.
Right?
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider. There we go.
There you go.
Whew, we got it.
Easy Rider strong.
So yeah, Veronica, she's not going to track Logan anymore. So we go back to the dean's office, and his AC starts working, and Weevil comes in. He's like, "Hey, is the AC working?" And Dean's like, "Yeah." So Weevil is now the maintenance man at Hearst College.
The way Weevil looks through the window of the office afterwards, it reminded me of like he looks at the dean the way that Charles S. Dutton, the black guy in the movie Rudy, looks at Rudy when he gets into the game, and he's like clapping. Like he is so proud of this air conditioner moment. It's like Weevil's like, yeah, I found my place. Me and the dean are going to be real cool. And I'm like, I'd rather have him doing cases with Keith.
Honestly, I thought Veronica was going to be like, you can work with me on cases or something.
I honestly thought, just based off of like what I gathered from seeing the poster of the Veronica Mars, when he was like, I kind of like this. I was like, you know what? What if Veronica gets expelled from this college and starts her own thing?
Yeah.
And then she gets Weevil, and then for some reason Dick joins in. I don't know why, but they need a blonde pretty boy that's morally corrupt. I don't know. But I was like, oh, is she going to start her own investigations company? But that's what I thought it was kind of leaning towards or something. But now I guess he's just going to be at the school.
It's funny how they're getting everybody to be at the school.
Yeah. It always happens this way. But this is a real roundabout way to get him there. I didn't like the pit stop at Mars Investigations for just one episode. Let him stay at Mars for like 2 or 3.
Like, what if you started working for Vinnie Van Lowe?
Oh, yeah. Why didn't she offer Vinnie Van Lowe? Vinnie Van Lowe would take him in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. He seems like he would be down with the violence.
Oh, shit. And his mom would be like, Weevil would charm the shit out of his mom that like runs the desk.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want Vinnie Van Lowe and Weevil teamed up. That you're absolutely right.
Yes.
She doesn't even mention it. He's like, you know anybody else trying to hire her? And it's like, yeah, the guy who helped me smuggle a baby to Mexico.
Yeah, he's morally corrupt. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Also, it'd be nice to have someone on the inside when the Fitzpatrick stuff, when that shoe drops.
Yeah. If it ever does.
I don't know. I'm still surprised that the whole Dean thing came down to getting Weevil a job. Like he doesn't get
point of it.
He doesn't get information about the source. He's not finding new information about the rapist on campus.
He stopped giving a fuck about that source.
Yeah. It was just
Veronica was about to get expelled, and now he's like, "Well, you fixed my car, so you're fine."
That expulsion would never have taken. They were like, "Why are you expelling her?" Yeah.
So anyway, Veronica is at the library. She puts in her headphones. She starts listening to Piz's radio show. And Piz is hosting a debate between the Lilith House and the Lampoon newspaper guys. And
I assume this is what Veronica was mentioning of solving the problem.
I don't know how it could solve the problem at all. But they start their feminist versus comedy debate, and they're like, "Oh, you're not funny," and the guys are like, "Oh, y'all are on the rag, I guess, or whatever." And then one of the girls from the Lilith House gets a text message that the girl Claire from earlier in the episode was raped, and now the Lilith House people are saying that the Lampoon people targeted Claire because of their parody thing of like, except for the girl in the middle, and which they likened to being like, "Oh, that girl is supposed to be Claire in your parody." So you're saying that she's the one that's going to get raped next. And they're like, so it played out exactly how you wanted to. And Piz is sitting in the middle like, this is not going how I suspected it to go.
He's like, we'll be right back after these messages.
Piz's first episode of his radio show.
He's just like, damn you, Veronica Mars. Why, Veronica?
Poor
Why?
Piz.
Wallace is just like, she gives and she takes. You got to take the good with the bad with Veronica. You don't know what it's going to be. This is awful. Like having to read that text message, I was like, wait, is that real? Did those guys just text her across the table? I was like, wait, this really happened. Like, this is how they found out. Also, it makes me think, side note, why is Logan calling from the gambling place and not sending text messages? People were texting then. It wasn't phone calls to tell people you're not showing up. But anyway,
why isn't Veronica calling him and getting the quote of the day?
Yes. Hey, don't pick up your phone. I just need the quote. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, really? This is so. I mean, this isn't. This. now they're not even making it a big deal like the first episode when Parker comes out and you're like, oh no, this happened. Now it's just like, yeah, another girl was raped, whatever. Like, It's just like, it's a text. And I don't know how this is supposed to solve the Lilith House lampoon thing. I don't even know what to take from this, because the scene whiplashes into this other thing that I think is a tonal mess to me.
Yeah. So that news gets dropped on air on Piz's first radio show.
While Veronica is at work listening to this.
Yes. Oh, also, Hearst beat Shenandoah State or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's the first news that he said, because this this talk show would give the sports scores beforehand.
Yeah. So that all worked out for Hearst College. Good for them.
They beat Shady Farms College or whatever.
So Veronica's listening to this news, this debate show, and then some guy comes up at the help desk and asks for books on Jack London and mercury poisoning.
My first thought was, is he the rapist?
Yep, that's how I was like, what's going on with this guy? Because they lingered on him a little too long. Like the people that they have asking Veronica for like books, they like linger on them a little too long for it to not be something that I'm like, who is this guy? How are they going to like play into this plot?
Also, Veronica knows exactly what aisle this book is in without looking it up. Like she's like, yeah, I've read this like 50 times. Like what?
Yeah.
I think she would still have to type in the computer to be like, but she's like, no, aisle 9, go.
Yeah. And then Logan shows up and he's like, apologize. He's like, hey, I need help. And then Veronica's like, what do you need help with? This total psychopathic, pathological bitch who's of a girlfriend who's been spying on you. And Logan's like, yeah, basically. And Veronica's like, look, I apologize for spying on you and not trusting you more. I just have trust issues because my whole childhood, I was with my dad and he was like, busting people for cheating and all this stuff, and everybody's like lying all the time, and so like that's just what I grew up with. So I have trust issues. And
I thought I was in love with your then best friend, who I thought was my brother.
And I thought that I had consensual sex with him we were both under the influence. It turns out I had a whole other thing going on there, and I had a gun pointed at me. I got some trust issues.
And no one seems to know about this. The dean does not take that in consideration when he threatens to expel me, that I am the most famous girl in Neptune. I was on trial recently. I was a part of one of the most important murder cases, starring a celebrity. And I have to say, Regina Spektor's Fidelity song is playing underneath this scene. And we just had that radio show. Yeah. We just saw that the rapist is struck again. But we are now trying to do a loving Veronica and Logan thing.
Yep. Logan tells Veronica, I dished my surf trip with Mercer and Dick. I don't even think Mercer likes surfing. So I'm free all weekend. You want to hang out? And Veronica's like, yeah. And then she puts like some other kid tries to ask for some books, and Veronica's like, we're closed. And she goes to make out with Logan and go to the dimly lit, very secluded top floor of the library.
She makes out with Logan in front of this kid. Like he's watching her and like, I don't know what to. Okay. I was like, this is, I understand that this was a plot of the episode, but I feel like you have to get to the Logan and Veronica making up part before I don't know. It just felt like a weird upbeat ending after a downbeat moment, because we have two moments like that. The opening moment is like, is Logan the person doing this? Because in the beginning of this episode, we have the newspaper with the Lilith House protests, right?
Yeah.
And then Logan shows up right then. And then it's like now it's like, okay, he's joking around and stuff. And I'm like, you guys are doing these heavy things and then going to like Veronica and Logan focus. And then we have another heavy thing. This Piz thing should have been like the end. The Piz thing is the end of the episode for me. It just looked like the way the last episode ended with Veronica just, fuck, I screwed up everything.
Well, Vance, they're trying to do a reverse horror show ending where like they ended on a happy note where Logan and Veronica are feeling good about each other and making out and smooching and they're not going to fuck in the library.
She just heard what she heard as a person that has been through the trauma of what this girl Claire has now gone through. Her immediate reaction isn't like, I need to figure out what, I need to go talk to these girls, find out what they know, find out who saw who. Like, you have a fresh case right now. But then her whole thing is like, but Logan, it's too big of an issue for me for her to just blow that off. Like, all right, well, like keep listening to that radio program because that's how you find your clues. Like this should be the main thing. It's just too big of a case for them to then be like, hey, he lost his playbook, or Logan's a little upset with you because you're being a little too like jealous. Like
you would have thought that she would have said something to Logan about like, dude, have you listened to this radio show? Like there was another rape case that happened.
Yeah, do you have any reaction to that? Because 3 months ago we were getting shot at on a rooftop.
Yeah. Nope.
By my assaulter. I just I know the show. I know it's hard to separate it for me. It's just really hard for me to separate the stuff that happened to these characters and then their reactions. Like last episode, she was just like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to solve this case. I'm going to focus on it. She's reading in the paper and then she's just like, nope, I'm not. I'm just going to go and I want Logan to come to an art show with me. That's my big issue. Like, it's hard for me to care about that right now because there seems to be a rape every day on campus. The school should be shut down. Like, I'm sorry. This is like I'll say this.
There should be at least like a curfew or something.
So, here's the thing. Like,
it's crazy.
If this is happening in the school and people aren't reporting it, that's a different thing. Like if these things are going unreported, like which a lot of sexual assaults go unreported.
That's what I'm also thinking. Like
these
it's
are
hard
coming
to not
up.
report because then they're getting their head shaved.
Yeah,
you know.
But it's like these are like happening. Like so many. There's
been like 2 since the season of Veronica Mars started.
Possibly 3. Because we had the one girl with her head shaved to begin the episode, the first episode.
Yeah, the girl at the rally. Then we had Parker, and now we have this girl Claire.
Yeah,
the RAs are passing around like, "Hey, here's the new dorm safety rules and shit."
Yeah, I mean, what are we? And the fact that they're walking around campus and there's girls just sunbathing and like there's not like it doesn't feel like there's extra security or anything. There's got to be something. This is too many.
Yeah, man, it's wild. But I'm glad that Veronica and Logan can make out.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're making out in front of people at our job.
Yeah, walking up the stairs, making out. I'm on my break. Gotta go suck Logan's dick on the top floor of the library.
I mean, whether or not you like the Logan relationship or not, I just feel like it's hard to transition to her making out with Logan after that bomb has dropped on Piz's radio show. Yeah.
But I mean, we have seen Logan talking about his mom's death and then they transitioned to making out. So talking about the memorial bong that he made with the seawater. And then it's like, anyway.
Yeah. That episode.
So that's the episode.
That episode where his dad drives Veronica home and he's like, I'm going to sleep with Veronica too. He's like, Logan, you just brought me another lady for me to sleep with.
And possibly kill.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Wichita Linebacker?
No, it just, I didn't like the child abuse case that Weevil got. I don't understand that thing. And then this ending it's
weird.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I like this one better than the last episode. Last episode I had some real problems with.
You really did.
This one didn't ruin my day like that one did. But yeah, the Weevil stuff, I was like, this guy's got He went through like 4 jobs in one episode. Because he started at the car wash, then he did Mars Investigations, then he did his uncle's junk shop to fix the dean's car, and now he's a maintenance guy.
Well, the uncle's junk shop, that was just a fun little side project for Veronica.
No, fair enough. That doesn't even count towards his parole. Like, you got a week to find a job or whatever.
I can't wait to see Weevil's parole officer. It's going to be such a funny character actor.
Oh, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the next episode is titled Charlie Don't Surf.
Is Charlie going to be like a soldier? Is that what they're trying to?
I have no idea, man. Is this a new character? Is this the surf team at Hearst College?
Veronica, we need you to take pictures of the surf team.
Yeah.
That was a season
like,
1
oh,
plan.
this again. Yeah, this again. I've got some experience with that, Nish. Here are my pictures.
Charlie Don't Surf.
Can't be Logan surfing with Dick because he's not doing that.
Yeah, and plus these episodes don't normally this early in the season pick up right after one another.
Yeah.
I guess I can't say that the second episode picked up exactly after the first one.
I'm going to say that it's Hearst's surfing team, and one of the surfers is dating a girl in the Lilith house, and Veronica has to investigate him for something. Maybe it's Claire's boyfriend, and he's acting suspicious because he doesn't really care about what just happened to Claire. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll just say that.
I'm going to say it has something to do with surfing the web and Mac and like some hacker thing.
Oh, okay. Good alternate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that is a wrap for Wichita Linebacker, everybody. Thanks for listening. Hop on Discord. Let us know what you thought. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy, where we are wrapping up Freaks and Geeks this week. It'll be sad to see it go.
Yeah.
My little comfort show. Saying adios.
Now you get to hug some sexy vampires in True Blood.
Yep. True Blood coming up next on Patreon. Shout out Apple Podcast 5-star rating review, Spotify 5-star rating, screenshot, send it into us, Amazon wish list. Boys Watching Buffy on Instagram and TikTok, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. And stay tuned next time for when we talk about Charlie Don't Surf.
Didn't he get busted for murder?
Assault.
See, so he's not even a very good murderer.
This time of year, everyone talks about going dry. But at Athletic Brewing Company, we're skipping that because we prefer going athletic, which isn't dry at all. From crisp Goldens to hoppy IPAs and limited releases in between, you'll find something that fits your style. Every single non-alcoholic brew is packed with flavor and the same craft experience you love. So yeah, you could call it dry, but there's really nothing dry about it. Find your new favorite near beer at athleticbrewing.com. Athletic Brewing Company, fit for all times.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.